What's up, what's up, what's up, guys? How's everybody out there doing in YouTube land? Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Quite a bit of people on here right now. Good to see everybody. Let me read through a little bit of this, see if there's anything that stands out real quick. Like Mike says, make sure you set your chat to all. It starts out with top. It needs to be set to all. That's alright, you can make as much noise as you want. My wife's cooking right now. It's getting stuff out. Oh, this isn't all of them. I thought I had all of them in this. Oh well. I was going to show you guys something, but I thought I had. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
We just need a bigger kitchen.
Okay. So I want to start out this video by saying, just in case there are some of you, because I do get messages all the time and chats all the time and comments from people saying they bought this exact thing for some really, really low amount of money. And then they say it's garbage, it's a scam, don't get it, blah, blah, blah. And you can tell they didn't follow the directions and go to denturescue.com. Some of these videos do have a product link on it that I make a small commission off of for Walmart. I think it's just the top. But I tell everybody, it's only on there so I can try to keep track of at least a little bit of something and make a commission off of a little bit of something because I don't get anything from Denture Rescue. But I still tell people don't use that product link. Go to denturescue.com because you can get it for $10 cheaper there than you can get it from the Walmart source. So, but anyways, a lot of people tell me, you know, I went to this website, same pictures and everything, and the product's a scam. And I'll show you guys these little things here. You guys might have already seen the shorts and videos. Some of you guys might have, some of you guys might not have. These are the type of thing you get when you spend like very low amounts of money on something like Temu or something that has full pictures of dentures, even has pictures of Easy Denture, even has pictures of Now Denture. This is what you get. They're not dentures. They're just the little things that fit over the front of your teeth. And you get these little thermal beads that come with them. These thermal beads are actually pretty cool. You can do a lot of stuff with them. Some of them only come with a tiny amount. This one came with a ton. They're just garbage. In fact, the as seen on TV ones are actually pretty decent. They actually look real. And I had a pair of them. I just don't know where they are. But these aren't even as good as those. I mean, these things are... Look how cartoonish that looks. That's just terrible. And I'm going to make a full video on this. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I'll show you guys a close-up. It's just, they're terrible. They look really bad. And then the other pair, really bad. They just go right over the front. I guess if you're making videos and stuff and you're on video, these would look kind of fine from a distance, but not in real life. And then the other ones I got, and I don't think I've shown you guys these. I don't know if I have or not, are these. The ones, if you read on Temu or something that says silicone, soft silicone comfortable or whatever, this is what you get. I've gotten a few other ones, and I'm just telling you right now, everything that I've ordered from Temu so far has either been, it's mainly these. It's mainly these. Like 90% of it are these. Every now and then you'll get these that are actually, they cup over the top. They do. And you could probably actually use these, but they are just, look at that. That literally looks like horse teeth. No individual teeth. You can see the backside of the teeth are just like a, I think this is what they use in movies. I think that's the front. So they can fit over your regular teeth. See that? You can actually fit your teeth inside of it. And build up the gums on the top. Oh, that's terrible. But they have stuff just like this that are super cheap, silicone. They movie props obviously are going to look a lot better on the teeth themselves because they have to be on film and close-ups and stuff like that. But these are basically like the cheapest version of those type of teeth. So just so you know, this this is called Billy Bob Products. That's what that thing came with. Billy Bob Products. I'm pretty sure it's a prop. Billy Bob Products Instant Smile. It even says this product is, it's sold in it on Temu, it says it's a denture. But on this it literally says this product is not a denture or dental device. It is not designed for chewing or to be used as a denture. Its thin construction is designed for comfort and appearance. The Instant Smile's teeth are only intended for intermittent use when you want to enhance your appearance. It doesn't even enhance your appearance, honestly. I would much rather have no teeth than some weird plastic hanging out of my mouth like this. It's just my personal opinion. So, oh, look at that. We have a new member. Melissa just joined the membership. Appreciate that. It's awesome. Got a new member. Thanks for joining. Oh, I seen you. I think you were the first one in here today, too. So, I think I see you guys counting the people. I think I always just see a bunch of comments and I assume there's a bunch of people. I think there's only like 10 right now. So that's good. Lower amount is sometimes better. We've had days in here where we've had 5 people the whole time. We've had days, there was one day, I think the top amount was like we had 130 some people in here and it got hectic. Like I couldn't read anybody's stuff. So it gets a little bit better and a little slower so I can actually go through and read what everybody's saying. Also, Sativa got hers. That's awesome. Friday night. She's been messing with the top some. How's that coming along? I'm sure everybody's dying to know. And make sure that if when you do finally get them to a point where you can wear them and stuff, just send me a video or something. And even if you get to a point where, you know, like I've said, these are something that unfortunately some people are just not going to be able to do. If you don't have patience, if you don't have resilience and you can't kind of just take your time with it, some people are going to struggle with it and some people aren't going to be able to do it. So if you do end up failing, be sure to let me know on that one too, and we'll see what we can do to help you. We got people like me. Anthony's not in right now, but he always gives some pretty good suggestions. Fun Size is awesome. She'll give you some suggestions if you need any. So congratulate Sativa Sagittarius again for winning that last weekend. So your bottom teeth were extracted. Yeah, if you're still waiting on them to heal, I would wait. I don't know anybody else here, but if you've had dentures or even the now dentures, does your bottom teeth stay? And I think I've asked this before. Does your bottom ridge stay more tender than the top for a longer period of time? Like I'm far more sensitive on the bottom than anywhere else. Like the top is dead. It's dead to me. Like I do this all the time because it sends like a tickle through the roof of my mouth. Like try it. If you have some, try that. It like sends a tickle. Anyways, the bottoms don't do that, but I think you have a nerve that runs straight through down here. And so it keeps the feeling in the bottom a whole lot longer than anything else. Fun Size got some family over too. I seen somebody earlier got on and said that they were at a family barbecue. Deborah says she got the Instant Smile and it was too little for my existing teeth. Mine was the same way. When my teeth started to break off and stuff, I actually tried the Instant Smile first before anything else. And they were way too small. It's just like, I mean, these teeth are actually smaller than what my old teeth were. But you can see the difference in how big they are, and they really wouldn't cover anything. Oh, let me try to get these straight. Yeah, much smaller. Just terrible. I don't know if you can get bigger Insta Smiles or not, but yeah, they are very very tiny. So I know a lot of you out there don't even like the size of the medium now denture teeth, which I think are a fairly decent size. You would hate the Insta Smile. Linda got her extra large. That's awesome. Haven't attempted to fit them yet. Definitely let us know how that goes. I know you've had a little bit of a struggle trying to find the right size, so it's good. It's good to hear. Vagus nerve, Mike says. So that's what I'm thinking of. Because when I was at the dentist, what they used to do all the time is just go in and they like hook that little needle in, and go along and just numb everything up. Same thing with down. And then I was at this dentist one time, and all he did was stuck the needle deep in the back part, like back here. And then it just made the whole thing go numb. And he's like, yeah, if you hit that nerve just right, you can knock the whole nerve out of the whole thing. And then you don't have to deal with that really bad, like swollen feeling of a numb mouth. It still felt like the whole area was numbed like usual. I couldn't move my tongue or anything, but it was crazy. I didn't know about it before then. Melissa says, when you chew, do you feel it through the teeth like you would normally? I do, actually. And I don't know if it's a ghost nerve thing, like when somebody gets their arm or leg or hand chopped off and they have the ghost feeling. And I don't know if it's just because I'm used to it and my mind is just filling in the blanks. At first, I don't think it was like that. I think it was just very noticeable that it was dentures, and it was hard to really, because you don't have feeling. So when you have teeth, you can feel each individual tooth a whole lot different. So I'm trying to think of something. Like if you were to chew hard gristle, you could feel it, and it gives you this weird different sensation. But like when you have full dentures, I can chew like really hard crunchy stuff, like if you're eating something soft and suddenly you hit something crunchy, or you're chewing something soft and you hit something gristly. I don't notice as much of a difference anymore. I can just chew right through anything. I can tell the difference, but it's not like a huge difference like if the teeth were there. I know when I was younger, I used to like eat a chicken leg or something like that, and all of a sudden you'd hit that little knob of gristle that's down at the bottom part of the meat, and it always make me gag because as soon as I hit it, it was such a huge texture difference. But with these, I've noticed chewing on stuff and suddenly hitting something hard or something like that and really not noticing that much of a difference. And because you don't have any like pain shockers that go through or anything like that. But I think my mind fills in the blank, and when I'm just naturally eating, I don't even think about it that much, and I've like picked off stuff with just the tip of my teeth and everything, and I don't notice any difference. It feels like I have teeth. If you understand, like that's the best way that I can explain that. I thought for sure when I first got them that it was gonna feel like weird forever, but it didn't. And I think I got really lucky on the fact that I took the top out first, and then 6 months later took the bottom out, because I had 6 months to get used to the top ones, the homemade top ones that I made, and still had full filling in the bottom. And then they were healed and good, and I'd eaten on them enough that by the time I got the bottom in, I didn't notice much of a difference on the top, and then I just had to kind of transition the bottom in. I think that made it a whole lot easier. Anthony says I'm here. Oh yeah, I said Anthony, and then I said I don't think he's here yet. So good to see him. Good to see he's here. Sativa says, has anyone attempted using two different sizes for the top? We've talked about that before. Anthony bought the wrong size first, but on one of his, I think, wasn't it one of your ridges was different. The other one of them fit, one of them didn't, and I had asked him if he would try to use one large with one medium and see how well it worked. But I don't think he ever got back to us on it. It looks like he responded. Let me go through these and I'll get to that. Damn. Robert said 6 teeth on top. Don't look good. Dentist said 1,200 for top dentures. Yep. That's cheap. 1,200? That's cheaper than I got offered by pretty much everywhere I went. So that's a good deal. That's affordable dentures, what it sounds like. There, Anthony said, hey Sativa, I tried the large bottom with the medium upper and the bite feels off. Is it just slightly off or does it feel way off? You should try eating that way. I know how annoying it is though. Like if you're using adhesive and stuff to put them in to try to eat just for like an experiment, and then you got to take it all out. So like it would take me forever. Like that's the whole reason why I never did the full. I was gonna do an entire week with the Easy Dentures just to see if I could get used to them because they had such a textured feel on the teeth, and such a different feeling in the gum part. But I think I only made it like 24 hours with it, if I remember right, because I hated it so much. Every time I took them out, I just wanted to put the now dentures back in. And I got to the point at one point where the adhesive had kind of wore off enough that I was able to change them out, put the now dentures in, eat real quick, and then I was about to put the Easy Dentures back in. I was like, nah, not doing it. I don't like it enough, even for an experiment. Like I thought maybe I could get used to them, but they are so textured. The teeth are so textured. I don't get it. Said I was thinking I think they would be too long anyways. I was thinking when my bottom gum and bone have shrunk down some they will fit because the top. Yeah, definitely. And they do shrink. It takes a little while, a few months, but they will shrink down pretty good. I am going to contact Now Denture or Denture Rescue on Monday, and hopefully next week I can have an update on the next giveaway. I'm gonna see if they'll do a medium and a large together again. I think I think it's a whole lot funner in a giveaway just to give away two pairs rather than just one. Gives everybody an extra chance. Anthony says, now that we're talking about it, I'll experiment some more. You don't have to on our behalf, but I mean, any information helps. You know what I mean? I thought about getting a medium for myself just to see if number one they would fit at all, and number two, well, and your gums do shrink and shrink and shrink. So I'm sure if you're fitting in a large now, probably in like 10, 15 years you'll be fitting in a medium, and as they shrink down depending on the gum size when your bone shrinks and the ridge size when your bone shrinks. It's like, Melissa, you got some family over too. This must be a family weekend. Was there a holiday I didn't know about? Oh crap, I left my show on. It's just going in the background. I'm not really watching it. I just got done with a show, and I really don't know what to watch next. And so I just started playing Game of Thrones just because it's a good show, and I've watched it like 8 times. What's some shows out there that you guys have? Here, I got 2 questions that, since we don't have very many people on, I would rather people that are on here most Sundays answer this instead of a bunch of strangers, anyways. So I was debating on doing a members only live either before or after this, and then I didn't. I need to start doing members only and start getting you guys, especially some of you guys that have been here for a while and been members for a while. I'm going to start getting you guys some benefits and some things. I know I've been slacking on that, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's amazing when somebody's willing to become a member to a channel. It helps me out. It helps you guys out. For a while, up until I put a stop to the community giveaways, which I've just been kind of setting that money aside. Right now, I'm trying to get enough money to kind of make a different studio because I'm kind of just in my living room. So I'd like to get a studio space or something if I can get enough memberships and everything. The community giveaway just kind of got a little out of control and stuff, and I don't really have the funds to be paying for half of it anymore, and I don't want to. It takes long enough to get half of it covered by the community that it would take so long to get a whole pair, which we could do that, and we'll probably have enough shortly. We'll just kind of play that whole thing by ear. But just the fact that somebody's willing to, I mean, I think it's $1.99 for per month and stuff. If everybody that was subscribed, I think I have like 14,500 subscribers, almost 15,000 subscribers. If everybody would become a member, then I would just be giving these out to so many people because I would love to. That's my favorite part of this whole thing is being able to give these away and help change somebody else's life too. That was my goal when I started this out. I didn't really want to make that first review at all because just like everybody else, and you guys know just how bad the stigma and stuff is behind it. You don't want to put your face online and say I wear dentures, my teeth are fake. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to do that. And so it took a little while for me to kind of decide that in my first review, the first time that I said anything about them, I had them for a while. And when I finally did that full video that has over 300 and some thousand views now, I had been wearing them for almost a year at that point. So I finally was just like, they've changed my life enough, and I want somebody else to know about these because I talked to other people about the pricing and stuff, and I'd done so much review myself that I was like, I know that there's got to be better options and stuff out there, and some people may just not know. So being able to get that extra added benefit of getting to know the people over at Denture Rescue and getting Denture Rescue involved in some giveaways and things like that, that's been a blessing. It's been huge for me because it all wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to get on and make videos on it. It's easy to put them in and start looking again and feel like your life has changed and just turn around and be like, I don't want anybody to know. But hopefully I've paid this forward as much as I can, and I want to continue to pay it forward as much as I can. And hopefully we can get as many of you guys a pair of these as possible. I've kind of become an accidental spokesperson for the DIY denture community. I think Denture Rescue put me as on their thing. They had a little write up or something that said a famous YouTuber even uses their product or something like that. I was like, there's 15,000 subscribers is not famous at all. Oh, Rich said, are the teeth the same size? No. The medium and large have two different size teeth. I do have a video, if you go through my videos, where I measure them. You can see they're slightly different. And I've had other people that have bought them before, and I had somebody that got I can't remember who, got the mediums, got them all done and put them in, and then turned around and ordered the large ones because she didn't like the size of the teeth because she had really big teeth in real life. So they are slightly different. You barely notice it when measuring them and looking at them and stuff in your hand, but as soon as you pop them in, everything in your mouth seems magnified. So you'll notice a huge difference in just like the most minuscule sizing. Yeah, Sativa says Game of Thrones is good. Still don't like how I don't like how they rushed the ending of it either. Like I feel like it could have had a way better epic ending. The final battle with the Ice King was awesome. I don't even like how that ended either. I think it would have been cool if he would have been such like an immortal person, and him and Jon Snow, instead of Jon Snow being sidetracked by the dragon and trying to escape his fire and stuff. I think it would have been cool since they found out he was a Targaryen, and Daenerys Targaryen can't be burned by fire. if he wouldn't have known his entire life that he couldn't be burned, and then the dragon would have flamed him, and then he would have realized that he can't be burned, and then, you know what I mean, and then went and defeated the dragon or something. Or even had an epic battle with the Night King. Instead, the Night King does nothing but like sit there stoically or walk stoically, or you know what I mean. And it took Arya to come down just out of nowhere. And every time I watch that scene where he walks into the little garden area, every single time I watch that scene, I think where he's standing right now, they have a broad shot of it where they do like a big shot showing the garden. And all of his guys are standing around, and there's all the Walking Dead that are standing around. And all of a sudden, Arya comes flying in from the top, like she jumped out of a tree to get down to him. That's what I imagined when I first saw it. But every time I rewatch it, I go, where did she come from? Where did she jump from? It's just unrealistic. You know what I mean? And then she just plunges it into him, and he dies. Just everybody blows up, and that's the end of the final battle and stuff. And I'm just like, ugh. Such an awesome battle for such a cruddy ending. Like, and then the show just goes downhill from there. Like, and I can't help myself. I don't know if anybody else watches Game of Thrones multiple times, but I still can't help myself every time I watch Game of Thrones when Daenerys Targaryen is sitting on a dragon, perched on top of that rampart, and she's got that mean look in her face, like she's just letting it get to her, and they're ringing the bells. The battle's over, and all she has to do is get off her dragon and win. They've thrown down their swords and everything, and they could march to the capital. They could march to the Red Keep. They could put the queen in cuffs, and they could put her in a dungeon, torture her, do whatever you want. It would be a sad, because Cersei's the worst, besides Joffrey. Cersei's the worst character in Game of Thrones. She makes all the dumbest decisions, and it's all based on the worst things, the worst of intentions. And I root for her every time. Don't do it. Don't give in. Don't give in. Don't give in. And then all of a sudden, she takes off on the dragon and starts burning everybody alive. And it's like, yep, she needs to die. Every time. I've watched it like 8 times now. And every time I see that part, I go, don't do it. Don't do it. Anthony says, Easy Denture says their teeth will become smooth and polished as you eat. I wonder how long that takes. I really do. I'd like to speak to somebody who's actually, and I haven't seen this. I've seen people online who have reviewed them. So typically Easy Denture goes to somebody who has existing dentures and send them the product. They'll make them, and you can watch all these people's videos. They only have like specific Easy Denture videos, and then all their other videos they have a different pair of dentures in, including mine, I guess, because I wear the Now dentures more than anything. But I don't know anybody online who uses them 100% of the time. You know, I haven't seen anybody online that uses them 100% of the time that gives any type of review of this is what it's like after 6 months. These ones here, I just realized they're coming up on the 6-month period. So I have that other pair that are newer from the last time they had me do a review video. They're newer, they look better, and I could switch to them anytime that I want to. But the reason why I haven't switched over to these ones and I've just kept these ones in is because I want to see how long they go. Because that's the biggest question, is how long do they last? The other pair that I had prior to these ones, I had for over a year. And then they sent me a pair. I've been wearing these since then, and then they sent me these to make on camera. So everybody's like, hey, do they last as long as dentures last? They should. They're made out of the same thing. Everything is the same, except for the heat and mold element that's on the top. So, in case you're new, it is a resin tooth like every denture, except for the ones that have why can't I think of porcelain? Except for the ones that have porcelain teeth. Most, like nowadays, 99% of dentures are made with a resin tooth. Depending on the resin, they have different types of resin. Most of them are a resin tooth. They go up into an acrylic base, which is regular dentures are fully resin tooth acrylic gums. Resin tooth acrylic gums. Now they're doing like a mix of acrylic and silicone to make it softer on your mouth, make it a little bit more movable and stuff like your mouth is. But since dentures have been created, they've been, well, I guess dentures were created way, way back in like the 1500s. So they've been wearing like real teeth with wooden gums and stuff for a long time. But ever since like the dentures we know of have been made, it's been resin teeth, porcelain teeth, or resin teeth to an acrylic base or to an acrylic denture. The only thing that's different than a regular denture is that it's got the heat and mold thing on the top that you can form yourself to your own mouth, and then you don't have to go to the dentist for any of that stuff. It's the only difference. So really, the only thing that has any non-durability that needs to be even tested would be the heat and mold plastic. Which the thing about the heat and mold that I have noticed is through time, even though that it's in your mouth, and it's I don't know this for sure because I actually haven't wore one in my mouth long enough to find out. But if you look at this, this is a fully DIY heat and mold denture that I made prior to wearing the Now dentures. And they've been setting out. They were in my mouth for a long time, so they were wet all the time. They had saliva on them all the time. And then I took them out of my mouth and I haven't put them back in. And if you look at them closely, they have like a buildup of, like, it almost looks like a powder built up on them. And the actual plastic itself, the heat mold plastic itself, has become brittle. Like, really brittle. So I think through time, heat and mold actually loses its structure. Takes a long time. I mean, these things are two and a half years old now. Just been setting out. And I'm sure that the saliva and moisture inside of your mouth keeps them from deteriorating so bad. But this, and along that's a lot of food and it's a lot of cigarette smoke that's gone in these as well. So I'm wearing these until I can figure out how long the heat and mold plastic will last and if it will become brittle inside your mouth. So every now and then I'll take them out at night, just keep them out, set them to the side, dry them off the best that I can, get them completely dry, have them set to the side, and then I kind of check on them. So like 2 or 3 times a week, I'll take them out, dry them completely off, and I'll check to see if there's any durability or if they're starting to become more brittle or anything. I've noticed a slight difference, but not much of one. Like not nearly as much as the full DIY ones that I did. Sativa says their Facebook ads say that they're famous influencer. That's funny. I've never seen them on Facebook, so I don't hardly get on Facebook that often. It's just kind of a personal page for me. So I'll have to check that out. I'll have to go to their Facebook page. Famous influencer. That's awesome. They stopped by the other day and sent me an email just to tell me how much they appreciate all of my videos. I thought that was nice. I hadn't talked to them in a while. Game of Teeth. I can get talking about Game of Thrones all day. All day. Me and my buddy, we have to. He likes the books. I like the show. I've never read the books. I'm not a book reader. I think I have too much attention deficit disorder. Like I will literally read and read and read and be thinking about something else. And then I'll be like halfway down the page and I'll realize I didn't take any of that in. So I get lost in doing that. My mind just constantly goes and won't shut off. So I don't read books. Wish I could. My daughter loves books. My buddy loves books. Like they get lost in it. Like, they love it. Being able to imagine everything in a book. I wish I could do that. But I will listen to audiobooks while I'm working sometime. I really like that. So I think I'm going to try to find an audiobook of it and listen to it. He absolutely loves it. But I got him to watch the actual series itself. And we get together every other Saturday. Drive to Wichita, come back. It's like a 2-hour drive. And every now and then every now and then when I'm watching it, one of like the 8 times that I've watched it, I'll be like, man, I hate this part of the show, or I really love this part of the show. The Battle of the Bastards is like one of my favorite episodes. And we won't stop talking about it. We'll just go on and on and on and on. The funny thing is, I never watched Game of Thrones when it was on. When it was on, everybody watched it. I worked at a oil and gas collection data collection broker, and traveled all over the place collecting oil and gas lease data. And I remember that's all anybody ever talked about. I watched the first episode, and at the time, the first episode, I got to the part where the twin brother and sister are sleeping together, and they toss the kid out of the tower. And I hated it. I was like, if it's gonna be a show about incest, I'm not watching it. And that part still bugs me throughout the whole thing. That Cersei and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. That they have this love interest the entire time. I hate that. At some point, you got to realize that that's disgusting. But it's a little side part. The rest of the story's good. I wish I'd have watched it back when everybody else was into it and making a big deal out of it, but I didn't watch until it was completely over. Rich says, I got a pair from the dentist, and they look like donkey teeth on Shrek, but the temps were good, but don't fit the gums. Oh, that sucks. It sucks going to a dentist and getting a pair because they cost so much more. And then you've got to go to the dentist to get them realigned and all that stuff. Like, that's what saves so much time and money with these. But the good thing about a dentist a lot of times is you will get to pick out the size of your teeth, the color of your teeth, the gum color, all that stuff. So you're not just stuck with one thing. And that's the one thing I dislike about Now Dentures. The one negative review that I would ever have about Now Dentures is if they are making these, then I wish on their website they had small, medium, large, extra large. And then you could go through on the website and pick the teeth, and they could do different prices. They could have a base model, have this be their base model for $365 or $375 or whatever it costs for the base model. And then you can do that would be awesome if you could do upgrades to gum color, teeth size, and all that stuff. And then they could send you a pair. Vampire teeth, regular teeth, like however you want it, you could customize for like an extra $100. And if somebody ever got to that, because these are not hard to make. I mean, you can make a mold. I've thought about making a mold of these and selling them myself, but I'm not going to copyright Now Dentures. Like, that would be taking their product and literally stealing it. But it wouldn't be hard to do. It really wouldn't. But because what you would have to do is pop out all the teeth, which they are individual teeth, so you can take each individual one out and then make a mold of the acrylic base, and then go through. Amazon has all the different type of teeth that you want. You could get a bunch of those and just kind of fit them up in and get them the right ones that you want. Like, you could customize these yourself if you want. When you put the teeth back in, all you got to do is get that fix-it stuff that I used on that first pair when I accidentally pulled one of the front teeth out. You just put it in with that and it stays in forever. That original first pair, I mean, that I fixed it with that because I kept pulling it out like this when I first got it, and I yanked one of the front teeth out. That'll happen with any denture. It doesn't mean that these are any worse. That will happen with any denture that has individual teeth. But I put it on the back side of these original ones, and these things have still been perfect. I thought about redoing these and just wearing these too, but I wore these for over a year. The only difference is I've got a different gum material on it now because I used these to make that video where I showed you guys how to change all the thermoplastic off of it. I got a little bucket that has all of my extras in it. I am TNT is here. She says good day. Shuey, been a busy day with the grandkids. Everybody's got family today. Everybody. Fun size stopped in for a second and then she left. She's got family on. I can't remember at the very top. Let me go over here. That's right, Donna. Donna's had to leave to go be with family because she's at a barbecue. And then there was Melissa earlier that left to go be with. Everybody's got some family over today, except for me. Well, actually, my daughter's here today, so that's good. I hardly see her anymore. My kids are 16 and are you 20 yet? No, you're 19, aren't you?
Still a teen.
Still a teen.
I don't know
They're
how old I
rare.
am.
Well, you know what? You guys were both rarely ever here for a long time, but you've actually been home a lot more recently than you used to be. You want to come over and say hi? You want to lean in? No.
No, right now. It's another time. I'm making a fort.
You're making a fort.
I'm almost 20 years old and I'm in my room and I'm making a fort.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's why I want the clock lit. So I'm trying to make a fort.
At a blanket fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over my TV so I can watch TV inside on my bed
Ah.
in my little fort.
Let's see. Shannon Cat's on. She says hi everyone. Big Got fans started late thinking about rewatching it. Hell yeah. Got a few Got fans in here. What's up?
You got anything that I can use to clamp blankets together?
I don't.
Shucks.
No
I had
clamps.
one claw clip.
We always use just heavy stuff.
See, I'm trying to, but I don't really have anything to put the blankets like on.
Oh.
So I have one on top of my TV and one hooked to my window and against my mirror because it's the only thing
Gotcha.
that works. So I'm trying to get stuff.
What about the clips that go on the bread? Or the chips? I don't know if there's any extra ones.
I don't know if that will work.
Let's see. Sativa says House of the Dragon is even worse. I tried to watch that. Tried really hard. And they even mention in Game of Thrones that the Targaryens bred with each other for thousands of years or something. So I can see them having a bunch of incest stuff in it too. Yeah, what's the other one? The Sir Duncan or something? I haven't started watching that one either. I've gotten to the point with streaming that I don't watch anything unless it's got 2 or 3 seasons. I don't like starting anything and having to wait for a season. So I'll wait till it has at least 2 seasons so I can kind of binge watch it. Which is probably bad because there's probably a lot of people that do that. There's probably a lot of shows that would have been really good, but since nobody watched them in the first season, they just canceled them and went on to the next show. So people probably should watch them during the first season. I just don't, unless it's Star Wars, like The Mandalorian or Kenobi. Those, I'm such a huge fan of Star Wars that we watched those religiously. Me and my son did. Anthony says, I really like the idea of being able to replace the heat and mold. I do too. It's kind of rough doing it, like, but once you get it done, it's awesome because if you are a smoker, they will change colors. If you do eat a lot of stuff with red dye 40, they will change colors. So being able to get in there and get a new, and not only that, but if you have a different color of gum and you want to kind of get something that can go from this color to your regular color and get more of a seamless look, you can get darker uh, heat and mold online on Amazon with different like teeth sets and stuff. They make all sorts of different gum colored ones. And like Denture Way did full DIY set. They actually have some dark ones. So some really dark gum material. There's all sorts of different gum materials and stuff you can use. Kathy Charger Cat says hello everyone. Hello, Kathy Charger Cat. How Delta Blake says how hard is it dealing with the bottom denture? It's really not that hard. depending on what you mean by dealing with the bottom denture, like once you get it done and everything, like bottom dentures suck no matter what. If you get professional dentures, you get DIY dentures, no matter what you do, bottom dentures are always going to suck. You're always going to need adhesive. You can get them perfectly made with the heat and mold stuff and put them in, and you're still going to have to use some form of adhesive, merely because when you bite down, like the top teeth have the palate, so you have so much more room, plus you have suction, keeps your top ones in. So a lot of times I can wear my tops without anything. Bottom ones though, you have no palate, and it's got such a smaller ridge to attach onto that, especially if you have like a lot of bone loss and it's shrunk down and it's smooth. Like mine actually have a little bit of a ridge on the inside that you can see that kind of locks around. So I have wore these without any adhesive and got along just fine and was able to eat. But after a certain period of time, your gums start to kind of fit to it, and your gums will even shrink down a little bit. They'll restrict kind of. So you have to wear adhesive with it. Making them, if you're talking about making them, dealing with them, I do the bottom second, and it's just a matter of getting them in your mouth just right and then setting them up. I mean, it's really not any harder than the top. I don't think so anyways. Some people have struggled with the bottom ones more than the top ones. Shannon Cat says she don't have any family over either. Me neither. Cleaning out the closet. Kathy says she checked out my CD and loves it, and that's awesome. I appreciate that. Did you get it from Amazon? Howard says, everyone be blessed and have a beautiful evening. Be kind, be safe. Appreciate that. Can't stay very long, but we'll catch the replay. Heck yeah. Good to see you here, even for a second. We've had a few people get on and get right back off. So, will you do me a favor and just put it on a plate and bring it to me? Is that too much to ask?
I'm already doing it.
Okay, I appreciate that. I love you.
Love you.
You're the best.
I know.
We went to the zoo yesterday and had a ball. And you know what we found out? I have a almost 20-year-old kid, and I have a 16-year-old kid, both of which brought their friends with them. Kansas has a cool little app where you can get into places for free, and they don't check ages. So I did one adult and two kids. She did one adult and two kids on her app, and we got our kids and their friends in. Thank you very much. Do you know where the salt is? I might have to find that. I think it's back there in the back. I need salt and pepper. Woo! See the steam coming off of it. Anyways, we went to the zoo, and Wichita Zoo has so many babies. More than I think I've ever seen. Like Jenny went there. She loves the baby orangutans. They're like her favorite thing because they're so goofy looking, but they're cute. And she was excited to see the orangutans. And then we noticed not only did the orangutan, well, I think the baby we saw last year, Jeannie, I think that was the one outside. I think that must have been a new baby. He was tiny. I think he was.
The baby gorilla was tiny.
Yeah. But I think the baby orangutan was, I think he was bigger last year. So I think it's a new baby.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
But they had a couple baby chimpanzees that played with each other right in front of us. They were cute. And then they had a baby gorilla, which was cute as hell. Basically looks just like a baby chimpanzee. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a baby gorilla before, but they look just like chimpanzees. And then, what was some other babies? Didn't they have some other babies?
Just the elephants.
Oh yeah, a bunch of baby elephants. Bunch of them. I think they only had 2 baby elephants last year.
No, there was like 3 last year, but
It was like 4 or 5. Sorry, I'm eating while I'm on here. My wife was like, "You wanted me to make it afterwards?" And I was like, "No, you can make it. I'll eat while I'm on.
I prefer the other carrots, but
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how they are. Oh, I got ketchup on that one. I've never had ketchup on a carrot before. I figured you guys would like to see me eat anyways. You know, help sell the teeth. I'm having hobos. I don't know if you ever done a hobo before. It's like the simplest meal to prepare and make ever. It's just a hamburger bun, and then you wrap it up with cut up. We use yellow potatoes because they're the best tasting ones. You wrap it up with potatoes and carrots, and just put it in the oven. Makes for a great meal. It's not hard to make. It's not fancy,
it's delicious.
but it is good. Very, very good. We don't even make the meat like you would make a meatloaf. Like with a meatloaf, you would use breading and egg and stuff to keep it to hold together. She just buys a pound of beef and cuts it in half, and then puts one in one in the other. Kathy says, I'm afraid when I am I'm afraid when I am able to afford some dentures, I'm not going to have enough bone structure left at the bottom. That's the main issue that I've found with a lot of people that have been without teeth for several years. Most of them like 10 to 15 years, even 20 years. They're finding that they just don't have anything on the bottom for the teeth to hold on to. And you have to have a little bit of a structure. And that sucks. And that's why I don't say that these will work for everybody. Some people don't have the patience. Some people just don't have the maker ability enough to do it, which doesn't take nearly as much making ability as it does for like a full DIY. But then there's people that just don't have the bone structure left anymore. And that makes me sad more than anything, because that just means that this wasn't out in time for you, you know? Delta says they're worried about face changes and having a sunken look. I think that really only happens when you go without your teeth for a long time. Everybody that I know that have had dentures for a long period of time haven't had much of a change in their face. But I think when you don't wear your teeth and you're shutting your jaw all the way and you're getting these, you'll get a crease across your cheeks here, and it kind of starts to sink in. But I think if you're regularly wearing your dentures most of the time, I don't think you have much of a facial change. I could be wrong on that. I haven't had any. In fact, I think my face has gotten fatter. But I've only been without teeth for 2.5 years now, maybe 3. And I've had some form of DIY version of teeth since I've gotten mine taken out. So Lady Lula says, "Oh my God, I'm so late." Yeah, there was somebody who got on last week, like right as I was shutting down. I literally hit the stop button. I looked over and I seen it pop up, and I was like, "Ah." I mean, I'm usually on for about 2 hours. You can be late. Oh, you don't have to be here. I do appreciate everybody being here, though. In fact, I think there's some of you guys out there who don't even care about the video itself, like me talking. A lot of you guys like to talk to each other, which I think is really cool. Turns us into like a community chat room. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love this stuff. Delta says, would you say that your life has improved after getting dentures? I would ask that to somebody on here, and if somebody wants to answer that went without teeth for a while. Um, like I went straight from getting my teeth pulled to getting in a DIY upper, then getting my bottom pulled and putting in the now dentures. So I never really went without. The biggest change has been getting used to the teeth and it becoming like a set, like a. I don't even notice that they're in really. I really don't. So I would say that for me, there hasn't. The good thing is there hasn't really been any change except for the period in time where I had to get used to the top. So then improved anything? Well, no, it has, yeah, because I had really crooked teeth. And now I have a really beautiful smile. I love it. That's my improvement. I think I look better than I did before.
Now you have a better smile than me.
Oh, I look like I paid a lot of money for my smile,
I did pay a lot of money for mine.
and I take a lot of pictures now, because I just love it. So yeah, it's been a huge improvement. No braces. My wife's parents probably spent thousands of dollars on her braces. She's got a perfect smile. And we spent what, like $6,000 on Lexi's?
I think
$5,000?
Seven.
$7,000 on.
Because I think the Indians paid for 5, so we had
Yeah.
to pay 2.
And that's just taking your natural teeth and getting them to be straight. So if you have any issues with your teeth themselves, then you can only get them so good. I would say at times I feel like my teeth are too perfect, and then you can kind of tell. But definitely been a huge improvement in the way I feel about myself and my looks. Lady Lola says she's been on staycation since last Thursday. I did that a couple weeks ago. I went on vacation, but I didn't go anywhere. I was on a staycation. I just hung out by myself at home watching TV.
Wouldn't let me take the time off.
Right? I didn't have any say in that.
Yes, you did. You said please don't.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to play the guitar. That's right. And then I didn't even get to. My wife was gonna have staycation with me, but what I was planning on doing for the whole week is playing the guitar and learning music, learning certain songs and stuff. And I was gonna turn the music up super loud, be by myself, and just jam out. And so she was like, "I'll take vacation too," and I was like, "Please don't." And then I didn't do anything anyways. So it'd probably been better if you'd have been home. Here's a weird thing. I will tell you. The one of the negatives, and I don't know if this is a negative or positive, probably more negative to a lot of people. But I have noticed since getting them that they are a different size than my original teeth. And you go your whole life learning how to chew with your mouth shut. I've noticed since having these that I have a lot harder time chewing with my mouth shut. I tend that you know what I mean? Let me allow that. I don't think I have any admins in today. So if somebody's comment kind of gets flagged, then I'll go in and see if I can approve it. So Anthony says his life improved tremendously. Trying to chew with my mouth shut. Anthony says I was without teeth for a long time and thought I was doing pretty good, but I just didn't realize what I was missing. That's perfectly said. Delta says a Hollywood smile. Yes, you can taste perfectly. Yep. Well, I don't know if I taste okay, but I know that I can taste stuff. It says, can you taste okay? I don't know if I can taste okay. I'm probably pretty tough. Now I might be sour. Probably don't want to eat me. But me personally, I can taste things. Anthony says I didn't realize how much I was avoiding eye contact when talking to people. Yeah, I noticed that the other day. This person at work who works in HR. I have a lot of conversations with her because I can learn a ton from her. Super smart. One of the coolest people that works at USD 470. But when she talks to you, she stares right at you. Doesn't blink. Nothing. It's almost like intimidating. And so the other day I had a meeting. We hired a kid, and we sat in there and talked about different rules and stuff that were coming up. And I just stayed locked in. And I realized like I wasn't nearly as like I have anxiety anyways, like social anxiety, so it's really hard for me to actually look into people's eyes when I'm talking to them. I'm always the person who when somebody's talking to me, I'm always just kind of looking around everywhere else, and I use a lot of hand gestures and stuff. But I've been slowly getting a lot better at just locking in and just staring at people in their eyes when I talk to them. It's just a confidence thing. Once your confidence goes up, you feel more better about doing that stuff. Back to the taste thing though, Delta, it does block off a good chunk of the roof of your mouth, and you do have taste buds on the roof of your mouth. So I eat 100% of the time with dentures in now. And again, I don't know if your brain does a lot of really cool stuff. Like when you're seeing things and you see stuff in your peripherals, your brain will like create images and stuff to fill in gaps and all sorts of things. And so I think it's really cool. Also, when it comes to taste, like phantom limb, it will fill in blanks in your mind because it doesn't understand that it's gone. At first, it when you first get dentures put in the roof of your mouth, it feels like nothing tastes right. It does. Like nothing at all tastes right for a while. But after you start eating for a while and everything, all that comes back. And I don't notice any difference now. Shannon Cat says, even with my current DIY temps, definitely a huge improvement. I didn't realize how much not having teeth was affecting how I kind of acted. Oh, yeah, for sure. Without realizing it. Yes. I'm telling you. And if you would have made some really, really bad DIY ones, so you must be pretty good at it. Because I did make a pair of them that the first pair I ever made weren't all that good. And I didn't want to go out in public with them. So I think I stayed home one day and like spent all day working on them. But if you get one at a place or something like that, if you get them all relatively nice, relatively straight and normal looking, like it's a huge boost. Because believe me, everybody notices when you're walking around without teeth. Everybody does. And part of that whole stigma thing is, there's people behind your back when they don't like you or don't like something that you say, they will mention that as an insulting thing behind your back. And all of my employees, they all know. I don't hide from it anymore. It's part of the confidence. I'm just owning my life. You know what I mean? So I don't hide it from anybody. I even had this kid one time that temp worked for me, and at the very end of it all, we were sitting down talking. I just stopped him and I was like, "Do you realize that my teeth are fake?" Like just out of nowhere. It was a weird question to ask. And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Did you realize that all this whole time that you were here that my teeth are fake?" He's like, "They're fake?" I just thought you took really good care of your teeth, just because I wanted to know. But I have heard, isn't that weird? I have heard one of my employees one time was super pissed off at this guy that we have that is missing a few teeth. And I did hear him say something along the lines of, his toothless hillbilly ass or something like that. And I kind of gave him this look, and he kind of shut down and apologized about it and stuff. But people do that all the time. That's what I worry about more than anything. But life happens, you know. There's people on here who lost their teeth because of cancer drugs. There's people on here who have lost teeth because of hereditary issues. There's people on here who have lost teeth because of drugs, drug addictions. There's all sorts. There's people who have lost teeth because they spent their entire childhood not going to the dentist and eating tons of candy and everything, and didn't really realize how much dental hygiene was important. So many different reasons why you could have lost your teeth. It's not really something to make fun of, you know. And I've tried to educate people around that work for me. I try to educate them on that as much as I can, because it's not cool. It's just not. There's so many reasons behind it. And I don't think you should be made fun of whether you're a hillbilly or a drug addict. I don't care. Everybody's a human being, and everybody deserves to get their life back on track, look good, and feel good about themselves. Everybody deserves that. Everybody. There's not a person out there who doesn't deserve it. Delta says, I'm going to get implants for the bottom. That's probably, I mean, if you struggle with it and stuff, or if you don't have any ridge for it to hang on to, that's the best thing. And I think that's what, eventually after a few years, I'm planning on just going and seeing how much implants are. In fact, here within the next year, I'm going to start contacting different implant companies and see if anybody wants me to make a video on it and wants to offer any type of deals. Because it would benefit the both of us. And I think just having implants along the bottom is the best. If you have the money for it, it is the best idea. Like, these DIY now dentures aren't something that you buy if you have money for other things. You know what I mean? Like, if you have money for implants or money for, I guess implants would be the only thing. But if you got money for all that stuff, get it. Because then you're not going to have to use adhesives. You're not going to have to worry about any of that stuff. You can wear them all the time. Like, that'd be the way to go. Shannon Cat says, are the recent lives posted? The most recent I see, like the first, all the lives are posted. Every live should be posted on there. I see them on there. Yeah, the last live was the redo of the giveaway. Sativa's right. She won. Congratulations, Sativa. TZ says, I've become a shell in my house to avoid talking so much. I'm a talker, so my life has been pretty... Yeah, I get that. I hear so many people leaving comments or sending me messages that have your exact same story. No joke. And I get that. I get that so much. I really do. And then I do see people. We have a couple people that I work with. I don't work with them personally, but they work for the school. They don't have teeth at all, and they don't have zero... I mean, they have more confidence than anybody else I know. I don't know if it's just forced confidence or they just don't care. And some people don't. Anthony said, I don't even consider eating without my dentures. I'm the same way. It's so much better. Even if I don't put in any adhesive in and I just eat something soft, I can't eat without them. It's not good for somebody who, like me, I like to have midnight snacks, like wake up in the middle of the night and go grab a snack. So we've been finding these. We go to Brahms. I don't know if anybody else out there has a Brahms around, but we go to Brahms and we buy these peanut butter cookies that are super soft, and I can eat those without, but I hate it. I hate doing it. It feels weird. Shannon Cat says, mine look good, just not the quality of the now dentures that I will finally get to work on. Then you get to work on them next week. You're getting a pair of them next week? So if you've already got good looking full DIY dentures, your now dentures are going to be perfect. You're going to be so fast with it. And I think that's why I got so good at it. And I was able to make a video within 45 minutes because I'd had so much experience with DIY. I think I built like 5 of them before I built the now dentures. And then he says, I'm a hillbilly, I'm proud of it. Shepard's voice says, you're a great person with a great personality. That's why I like you. I appreciate that. Such a great character.
He's not that great.
My wife says he's not that great. Hey, if you say I'm not that great, the joke's on you. I'm not the one married to me. Fun Size isn't in right now. Shepard says, how is Fun Size? She doesn't see her. Fun Size was on a second ago. Or a few minutes back. She has family over. So she's going to be hanging out with them. She stopped in to say hi. Just like Donna. Donna stopped in to say hi for a little bit, but she's got a barbecue. That's weird that the previous streams don't show up on yours. They're on there. Go to my page, and then it should say, I don't even have my phone. It should have the main page, and then you can see video, live, and something else. You should be able to click the drop down and see those. All of them are listed. At least they should be. They're still getting views and stuff, so people can see them. Blake says, I was never took to the dentist growing up and forced to brush. Was allowed to drink soda and eat junk food every day. Yep. There's a lot of people like that. That's why I'm trying to cut my son down on that, and he won't stop drinking Monsters and stuff. I keep telling him, and he has to have an inhaler for his asthma, and the inhaler has steroids in it, which causes, like, if you spray it into your mouth, it'll cause cavities to grow at double the rate. And I keep telling him all the time, like, you have to brush those nonstop when you're using that inhaler and drinking so much caffeine and stuff. He's 16. He's at a point that, like, I can't force him to do anything. I can only try to remind him and stuff. And he's like, I do, Dad, I do. And it's like, I just got to trust you, I guess. Shankat says, I can only work on them when I have the house to myself. They're half done. That's good. Getting there. So Shannon Cat says, from AI, I asked, while it is frustrating and unfair, human beings, including fitness managers, are highly susceptible to unconscious biases regarding dental appearances. It's all because of an unnatural beauty standard that's set through media, movies, television, and all that stuff. Because we've always had straight or wider teeth. How many commercials do you see about teeth whiteners and all sorts of dental stuff? There's the YouTube pages of dentists and everything, like the Bentist, and all these different people who are constantly demanding that people have these beauty marks, these beauty traits. And I think when you have a society that's built on that, it gets lodged in your subconscious, and no matter what, you think about that stuff. And some people can get pretty cruel. Shepard said, this is my first Sunday in a while that I'm not working while you're streaming. That's good. Yeah, we always see you for like a second. Pop in, say hi, and then you back to work. I know I have several other moderators out there, so if somebody out there is a moderator, you can take over if you want. For some odd reason, it keeps flagging Sativa's comments, so I have to approve it. Yeah, basically, Shannon, I didn't want to read the whole thing out loud, but it's 100% right. Um, Assumptions about health, assumptions about this, and that's the biggest thing is people see that you without teeth and they automatically assume that you did something in your past that was bad enough to cause that issue and it's your fault. When in 99% of the cases, it's not anybody's fault. I think Mike Browning says he hasn't taken family pictures in 4 or 5 years. Man. Just don't do pictures because I don't smile because I have no teeth. That sucks. Oh, I guess I didn't see the other part of that TTO. I had to get some of my teeth extracted due to DV and BC of my fear of dentists. I decided to have all extracted at once, not realizing how badly I'd regret it, especially not being able to get fake teeth. Dang. Yeah, I didn't decide to get mine taken out until I had a game plan because number one, it costs so much money to get them taken out anyways. But I was really concerned about not being able to have something to replace them with, and so I actually went 2 years with having nonstop dental pain because I didn't have a game plan, didn't have the money or anything to get something else put in its place, and at the time I didn't see any DIY options, so I got mine taken out after I had already ordered. Like I had the boxes of Denture Way and Jesse Dent at my house before I ever even gotten one of them started extracted. Well, I mean I had broken ones extracted that were like infected and stuff, but before I got like an entire side removed, I had already had all the DIY denture stuff at my house, and I'd already started working on it. I actually made molds of my teeth and then took a Dremel and dremeled down the teeth to make a ridge and created the first ones that I wore right out of the dentist from that mold. Yeah, they don't even do temp pairs unless you pay for it immediately. Like you have to pay for it right off the bat. They don't do anything denture wise at a dentist's office unless you have it paid for there. Delta says you're a boss. I am called the building and grounds supervisor of Arc City High School. So I'm in control of the entire building, maintenance department, the grounds department, and the custodials. So if it's cleaned, cut, or maintained, I'm in charge of it. That's why I always tell you guys I get so behind on YouTube because to me my job is far more important than YouTube. So my main focus is my job, and I try to help everybody out on YouTube on the side. The weird thing is with 3D printing and everything that they have nowadays, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and all that different stuff that they have nowadays, all that stuff is supposed to be invented to help make things cheaper. And it's only the only thing that's happened since all these things have become easier to do is the cost has went up. So dentists are using less work, they're doing less, and they're charging more. It's ridiculous. Let's see. I just checked it again. The YouTube list of videos don't show for me. 6-7 is the last. 6-7 is the last, and then this live. 6-7 would have been the last one. That was last week's. I guess I'm not So you can't find any past 6-7? Is that what you're? Don't even do it. I didn't even realize that until I said it out loud. I work at a school, so saying the words 6-7 is annoying. My wife's over there not even paying attention, or else she'd know what I'm talking about.
What?
Last Sunday was 6-7. I'd like said it out loud, and I was like, don't even. Shit's annoying for people at schools.
Last Sunday?
Never mind. 6-7.
Last Sunday was July 5th.
Oh, wait. When was 6-7?
Um,
It was July 5th, wasn't it? 6-7 was Monday, Tuesday? Oh no, that would have been June. That would have been 7 to. Oh, I'm screwed up now. My mind is officially broken. So who won? Sativa won. Sativa Sagittarius. She's in here now and commenting a lot. She's the one who ended up winning that pair. Let's see. Oops, I must be spamming the chat. I haven't smiled in pictures in many years. I started losing my top front teeth. That sucks. Well, you're going to look much, much, much better now that you've won the Now Dentures. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see a video or something on it. Shannon Cat says, I think we develop behaviors that we think are making it, but really the adaptation can make someone look distant, unfriendly, and even older. Yeah, that's true. And we don't even realize it. Let's see. TT says, do you know when you'll be having another giveaway, and would you be using the names? Now, every giveaway is on a whole new level. I think the first 2 giveaways were the only ones where we use the same names, so it'll be a whole different giveaway where everybody will have to enter. And I won't know anything until after they comment back, well, until they email me back. I'm emailing them tomorrow. So on my lunch break tomorrow, I'm planning on saying, I have it written down on my calendar, actually. I'm going to send them a quick email and ask them if they're ready to send some more. Yeah, June 7th. I know, my mind was broken. I'm just now getting to that comment. I don't know why it's only showing you up to 6-7. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I will go back and make sure that they're all public. Hospital dental clinic temps went from 600 pre-COVID to 2,400. Yep. They skyrocketed. I remember during COVID working for the railroad and then telling me at the dentist that getting full dentures top and bottom was going to be $1,000. And then after, I should have got them way back then. Like I should have just pushed through and got them. But I was like taking my time. I wanted one area pulled at a time. And that was with the ones where they were going to shave my teeth down, my 2 canines, and create, the bottoms were going to clip in to the shaved down canines. I should have got that done because that would have been awesome. But after COVID, when I started really focusing on getting all this stuff and I kind of had the money to start into it, everything was, let's see, affordable dentures was like $2,000 or $1,200 or something like that. $1,200 to $2,000 depending on the kind that you get, because they have like economy and then they have like the better ones. But everybody else was between $5,000 and $7,000 in the Wichita area. It was way too expensive. Yeah, that sucks when you have it, you're ready to get it, and then all of a sudden something happens and everything gets way out of hand expensive. Picosa says, hi, I just came in. I came on and don't know if you've already discussed this topic, but I am missing 2 on left upper and 3 on the right upper, with 1 front, including the bottom missing all teeth on the bottom side. After dog teeth, pointy ones, the canines, I need, oh yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. After canines, I need partials. Only one Amazon kit should. If you're doing partials, I would do Jesse Dent or Denture Way from Amazon. If you're going the Amazon route. If you're willing to pay a little bit more and get a better one, you can go to denturerescue.com and they do partials. They do partials. I was going to say they do partials. I didn't want to say doo-doo. So there are denture box companies that you can take a mold of your mouth and they'll make partials for you, and it's cheaper than going to a dentist. Well, you're having trouble with it too. Let me. Because they can't. I agree with you, Shannon. That's what I was just talking about. Everything's easier and cheaper. 3D printing stuff makes it so much cheaper to make everything. It should be less costly and take less time. But instead, because it takes less time, the turnaround is shorter. They think they can charge more because of that. And I think that's wrong, personally. Let me go to YouTube Studio here. Sorry if I don't respond back to anybody, but I'm not seeing the chat at the moment. I'm trying to go through my studio and see. I'll check my content. I mean, people are still watching them. They still get views, so. Oh, they're all saying unlisted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 videos in there that were saying unlisted, which is weird because they've gotten views in the last few days. Let's see if there's any other ones on here that say unlisted. Go back and check on them now. Tell me if you see them. Totally agreed. Should be making everything easier, but it's not. What's the best denture if you have bottom teeth, now or easy? So if you get the now dentures, they're going to be permanently shaped the way that they already are. And they're probably not going to match up with yours. Now, I have had people tell me that they had all their top ones taken out and they still have existing bottoms. They got the now dentures and they worked fine. The now dentures I'm always going to suggest over anything else because they look better and feel better. But the easy dentures, you can actually move the entire thing. So if your bottom teeth are not perfectly straight, if your bottom teeth are not perfectly straight, like these are, then they're not going to match up. And it'd probably just be a whole lot better to go with the easy denture on that one. You're going to have a better bite force. Also, depending on if you want it for show or if you want it to eat with. So if you're just worried about show and wanting to look good and your top teeth are predominant more than your bottom teeth, then you could go with the now dentures just so they look right. But if you're wanting like continuity, if you're wanting to make sure that you can eat and they look decent and all that stuff, I would do easy denture if you have existing teeth.
I'm going back to Walmart.
Okay.
Do you want me to wait for you, or do you want me to just go?
What are you getting?
Coffee.
Coffee? You want coffee? Or you want coffee?
Me?
You want coffee?
I can barely drink sodas.
You don't drink coffee. You never drink coffee.
I take the machine to work. I drink it every morning.
Really? When did you start drinking coffee?
When we bought the thing?
Dad.
Oh, you don't drink coffee. You drink that like foo-foo stuff, don't you?
You drank it too. You
I know. I drink it too. I'm just saying. I love that stuff.
Yes.
Mocha? Is that what you want?
You
Gotcha.
look like you're about to go like this and
Do I? Look like I'm about to fall? Sorry. No, I don't need to go.
You didn't hear what she said.
What'd you said? I'm about to fall?
That you're about to do
No.
this on and be on an
No,
album
I said
cover.
it looks like you're about to do this on an album cover.
Really? Okay.
Water.
We should invest in
Mike
this.
Kane says, I think the gasp
We will.
in live is due to Bryson taking those down. No, they were just unlisted.
Oh, okay.
But I think you probably posted that before I said anything. I think it's weird because I've literally gotten views on them. I go through and check out my views on all my videos pretty much all the time. And I could just be remembering that wrong. But I go and check my lives all the time. Because people like to get on afterwards and check them out. God, I hope they haven't been unlisted this whole time and I just thought they were listed, because there's several people who can't be here for the lives. They just can't. And they must have thought for the last 6 weeks that I've just haven't been getting on.
Probably. I don't know if I'm saying it right or if she just wants me to like hang out for a few hours.
Are you driving?
I'm gonna take my.
Lady Lula says, I can see the videos now. Good, 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 good.
I'm not sure.
He fixed it. I say foo-foo stuff this because it's not coffee like it's the chocolate mochaccino stuff. They make these little pods you can put in this little Mr. Coffee pod thing, and then it literally just makes a cup of coffee, and it just tastes like chocolate, like hot chocolate, but it gives you tons of energy because that stuff has a ton of caffeine in it. Like I was drinking it at work all the time for a while. I was like filling up a big container of it, like running it multiple times and then drinking it throughout the day. Black Rifle has some really good coffee out there that they have like this dark chocolate. It's a regular coffee that's supposed to mimic dark chocolate, but it doesn't really taste like dark chocolate, but it tastes really good. Super, super sweet. You don't have to add like any sugar or anything to it. I'm just not a coffee fan. Never have been a coffee fan. And I drink it every now and then when I think I need it, but I'm more of a cold drink type person. So when I'm drinking coffee, I typically drink like iced mochachinos, usually something along that line. So let me ask you guys this. I was going to ask you earlier, and I started to ask, and then I got sidetracked by reading your guys' stuff. So the people that are on here right now, let me know. I want to start doing some things for people that aren't necessarily denture related, and I know a lot of people are on here because of the denture stuff. But there are other products out there just like the Now Dentures that people could help save money on. And I've shown several of them on my page. Like golfing stuff is super expensive, and I found a rangefinder for like under $50 that has, and that video I made it a long time ago. It used to be one of my biggest most watched videos for a long time. People were really grateful for it because nobody wanted to pull the trigger on buying it, and it ended up being crappy because $50 still isn't something to sneeze at if it's not going to work right. So what I would like you guys to do, if you guys want to, if you can think of any products, and just go, you don't have to do it here, but you can go on any one of my videos and just leave it as a comment on any one of my videos. Any products you guys think that would be really helpful for you. If it's like saving money or like I thought about going and getting some, there's a company that I know of that has some solar panels for super cheap, and they're actually really good and free energy. There's a water filtering machine that a company wanted to send to me, but I was like, I don't think anybody's really going to be into that, so I never really got it. There's doorbell camera companies that there's so many. Like you have your basic, the big ones like Ring and Google that have really, and I have a Google one myself, Google Home, that have really, really good cameras, but they're kind of out of date nowadays. And there's a lot of new technology and better cameras and stuff coming out that are a whole lot cheaper. safety's a huge thing with me. I have cameras in my truck. I have cameras around my house, and I've paid hundreds of dollars on all of mine. And I'm thinking about getting into buying some cheaper ones just to kind of see how they do. But I would like to get everybody else involved, and if there's any products out there that you guys really like, but you just didn't want to spend the money on it because you didn't know how good it was actually going to be. Because most of the time, you get what you paid for. Most of the time, when you buy stuff on um, Amazon or anything like that, and I got a camera, I've got a review of it. It was super cheap, like 70 some dollar camera that went in full 360, and it was powered by the sun and stuff. And it worked fine. It was a great camera. It looked good, sent me notifications and all that different stuff. But for some odd reason, uh, after about a week of it working, it just stopped working because I didn't have the specific 4G network it needed. And the app that I was using to run the camera demanded that I purchase their 4G network in order to run it. And so I think it was just kind of a scam. Like, it was a company that reached out to me and asked me if I would review their camera. And I think it wasn't about the camera, it was about trying to get their network out there. And so that was kind of a shitty deal. But now I know, you know? So there's things like that that you can get that you may want to know about. And I thought about getting some of that stuff on Amazon and just showing people, just help people save money. That's always been kind of my biggest thing around here. Some of my biggest videos on YouTube. I have one with this projector. Let me show you this real quick. This was my most watched video for a long time. Was on this projector. Just a little PVO projector that you can take camping with you. You can just move it around anywhere you want to do. The biggest thing that I used with it was for art, like art on the wall or something like that. This thing was awesome. It's bright, LED, amazing little thing. It only cost $50. Like we watched entire Star Wars movies with it and stuff. Set it up with a surround sound and everything. Projected it onto a blue wall and it actually still the colors were perfect. Like this thing was amazing, and there was a lot of people out there because it has all these hookups on the back. It has a hookup for the power. You've got an SD card. You've got, I think, the mini HDMI and USB and stuff on the side. And you could actually, the Kato one, I got a Kato one as well. The Kato one was really hard getting your Apple phone to share to it. And I had to like figure out some tricks in order to get it to work. And I made a video showing people how to do that, and they really appreciated it. So if there's any products like that that you guys like, that you guys want to see, and you just didn't want to spend the money on it and it be a failure, let me know. I'm looking into some of these other things, and instead of letting the companies kind of dictate that, because I get a lot of emails from people asking me to review their products, and I'd rather just review products that I think you guys might like. Not trying to sell it to you, but just trying to show you, you know, what works and doesn't work. Sativa says, oh, wait, Deborah said, yum, Swiss Mocha. Yeah, I love Swiss Mocha. That's good. Anyway, Sativa says, I know you have to clean your dentures with the denture tabs, but what do you brush your dentures with? I put my dentures in a container with the tabs every single night, but every day I take a toothpick and I go between each, while I don't have them in. When I take them out pre-cleaning them, I go through and get everything out between the teeth. And then, like every couple days, I think, I go through with a brush and I just brush them with regular toothpaste and toothbrush. Get them nice and clean. And I dip them, let them soak into a little container of mouthwash, like with alcohol in it to kill off any extra bacteria. And then put them back in the thing with the tab. It's like I do that like every 3 days or so. I keep mine pretty clean. I'm so worried about getting bacteria on it and it just setting and festering up in my mouth. Good night, TT. You have a good night. All the lives are up now, Shannon Cat says. Lady Littlest says, I have a couple $20 cameras that aren't bad, but would like something better. The ones that screw in with the light bulb. Oh yeah, my mom tried some of those that screw in with the light bulb. I debated on them. Kind of glad I didn't get them, but they're a pretty decent idea for sure. But that's the one thing that I was thinking about doing next was cameras, like front door cameras. We need some cameras around our house. We need some new cameras because my Google camera hardly picks anything up anymore. You can walk right in front of it and it'll take forever to actually save it. Like I'll go through and I won't have any notifications all day, and I know that there's been people in front of that camera throughout the day. It just the sensor and it's been terrible lately. I just need to get rid of it and put a new camera up. Plus, it's a battery charged one, so I have to take it down once a week, put it inside and charge it back up, and then put it back out. And I hate that. I just want one that I can power in. Shannon Cass says, Star Wars geek since the beginning. I've been a Star Wars fan since my beginning. Yeah, Anthony said they make denture brushes. Sativa. Yeah, they definitely make denture brushes. What brand in Easy Denture are the best? There's only one Easy Denture. It's the brand is Easy Denture. So if you're asking which Easy Denture is the best, Easy Denture is the only Easy Denture. If you're asking what DIY denture is the best, I think it's Now Denture. Personally, I think it's Now Denture. Do you need a special paste to brush? You don't need a special paste to brush them with. I just use toothpaste, and then I soak them in mouthwash because mouthwash has alcohol in it, and it will get in and out of everything. You can just leave it in there for a little bit, let it all soak in, let it kill anything off, and then put it in your cleaner. Shepherd's Voice says she doesn't use any paste, she just uses the tabs, which is okay because they're just as clean. I probably don't need to do half this stuff that I do, but I'm just terrified of getting any bacteria buildup on my teeth, so I soak them in alcohol. Well, mouthwash with alcohol. I guess if you drink a lot, then you'll kill the bacteria anyways, so that won't matter. Depends on if you drink though. CVS, Dollar General, and Family Dollar are absolutely suck for denture supplies. I've never been in any of those stores to look for denture stuff. I go in there every now and then because we have a Dollar General close to my house. Every now and then when I need dog food, I go there. But Walmart's pretty much cheaper than any of those anyways, so probably has worse products though. Shepherd's Voice says they make 3-minute tabs and all-night whitening ones. I miss the smokers tab. I've been looking around for smokers tabs. I'd like to get some to see if they make any type of a difference when it comes to the stains and stuff of the. And I'll let you guys know if I find some. I haven't looked that hard. I probably could find some smoker-related ones. I think they make a paste that you can wash your dentures off. That's for smoking. In fact, I should make a whole if you're a smoker and a denture wear video. Just go online. I think I'm going to do that. After I get off this live, I'm going to go on Amazon and see if I can find smoker-related denture products. Because I'm a smoker. I'm trying to quit. Actually, this week I'm trying to quit. I told my wife this pack that I just bought is going to be my last pack. I'm going to try really hard this week to quit. So wish me luck. Wish me luck. I've already quit once for like a month, and then I started back up again. So I know I can do it. Anthony's on that Fixing It with Scope. I love it, man. It's the best. It's by far the strongest for sure. Yes, I think so too. Not only the Scope makes your mouth feel fresh in the morning when you put it in, but I think it's stronger than the other ones. And the cleanup is so much easier. Shannon Cat says we used to think we were so cool with our little Star Wars cosplays back when the original trilogy came out. I wish I'd have been a part of that whole original trilogy. That would have been so cool. But that's what I grew up on actually. I remember watching the original trilogy on VHS before they remastered it in the late '90s. So all that original stuff that they had in that everybody watched in theaters back when it first came out, that's what I first got into, and I remember all those scenes. And I remember when they redid everything. Um, I hated it at first. I really did. I hated it. And then now it's so hard to find the original cut anywhere. Like you have to have one of the older ones in order to find the original cut. You can find it on YouTube, all the original cuts on YouTube, but you can't watch the whole movie in an original cut anymore. So now that I've watched because I have to watch the whole original trilogy and the prequels at least once a year. Like I have to. I go through and me and my son will usually have like a whole trilogy or prequel kind of every Saturday for 6 weeks. We'll watch all those movies. Um, and so I've seen it so many times now the way that it is that I've just gotten used to it. It'd probably throw me off if I seen the original cut now. Rebecca says, "What site are they advertised on? What site are what advertised on? The Now Dentures or the you said Easy Dentures earlier, so I don't know which one you're talking about now." Jeffrey's voice says, "I use baking soda to brush." Yeah, I like that too. Like I like to use the baking soda toothpaste. That's one of my favorite things to use. I don't use baking soda by itself. The toothpaste kind of helps it all stick together and coat it really good. But baking soda is great. Even for people who have existing teeth, baking soda is the best thing you can brush your teeth with. It's not toothpaste. Baking soda is the best. Rebecca says, "I will be ordering from UK." If you're ordering anything, if you want if you want the Now dentures, which is what I'm wearing, then you go to denturerescue.com. I'm sure somebody could put that down in the comments. They could type that out. denturerescue.com. You can use my code YouTubeBM for $10 off if you want. In fact, I think right now they're just automatically putting the $10 off. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but if you want the easy dentures, you can just go to Amazon for that. They're more expensive. Shepard says, "Yes, use regular toothbrush for my gum." I never even thought about that. I don't actually brush my gums. I should probably do that. I just gurgle mouthwash a few times, and then that's kind of how I clean everything. I probably should be brushing the gums. That's pretty good info to have. I seen somebody advertising that um, what is it, supersonic cleaner. I think those things are a scam. They try to use supersonic for all sorts of stuff like cleaners and killing rats and mice and everything, and I don't think any of that stuff actually works. Using sound to clean something, I don't think it works. Maybe I should get one and try it. There's somebody who's pretty popular on YouTube that does dentures and stuff. She's a girl. You leaving?
Yeah.
All right, love you. You gonna be out all night?
I think so.
You gonna be at work in the morning?
Yeah.
All right, love you.
Love you.
But anyways, she's got brown hair. She's super skinny. I can't remember what her name is. Um, but I seen her advertising for the supersonic. It's like the little denture container that you can have to put your water and tabs and stuff in to keep everything clean. It's one of those. I'm just like, I was watching the ad, just like, there's no way that works right. I bet you'd have to have a lot softer brush for your gums too. I might have to look on Amazon and order a soft brush for my gums. I think that'd feel weird with a stiff toothbrush. Good job, Kathy. Kathy says, good luck on quitting. I'm going 4 years after smoking for more than 40. That's awesome. I've been smoking for 20 years exactly. I need to quit. I hate waking up every morning and just feeling disgusting and my lungs and throat hurting. I'm up to a pack and a half. So a pack and a half a day is a lot of money wasted. That's how I view it. We're about to try to buy a new house and all that stuff, so I don't want to have that extra expenditure. I'm gonna try to stop drinking Red Bulls too, because they're expensive as well. Yeah, I think I want to get on Amazon and look up a soft brush for the soft gum brush. Oh yeah, it'd be hard. It'd be hard to stop smoking if I had somebody in the house that smoked. I'm the only one in my household that smokes. I'm glad my wife doesn't. Man, it'd be hard as hell. There's enough people that I work with that smoke, and when I quit smoking before for a month, I was good. I was really good. Then I got stressed out one day, and pretty much everybody I work with smokes. So I was just sitting outside and talking to somebody, and they were smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "Give me one of those." And they were like, "Okay." And then I went and bought a pack after work, and that's all she wrote. It sucked. Shepard says, "Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but if you research, it's not good for you. I'm allergic to oh fluoride. Yeah." Anthony says, "When I was a kid, they used to come to schools and give us fluoride. They used to think a lot of chemicals were good for people until they found out it wasn't." I don't know much about fluoride. I haven't really looked into it, but I remember seeing something about fluoride being in water and causing issues. Yeah, smoking is definitely a rich man's game. Not quite there. I will tell you guys something though. I've gotten to the point in my life where I've got a really good game plan. And I've never been in this position before, ever in my life prior. I remember, when my kids were really little, and this sucks because my kids are starting to get to the age where they're about to go to college and start families of their own and all that stuff. So it sucks. I wish I would have been in this position when they were younger, and we would have had so much more, and so much more of a rich experience as they were kids. I mean, we gave them as good a childhoods as they could, not way better than I ever had. Like my childhood was a whole lot different than what theirs was, but that's just growing up without a dad and all that. Anyways, I'm actually in a position in life where I make enough money on at work, and then with the added benefit of money that I make on YouTube, with the added benefit of the shopping incentives that I make because of YouTube, and some other things that if I can do some investments correctly uh, each month, and it's going to take several months because I don't have a whole lot of money to play with, but if I do my investments correctly, the way that I want to, and do maybe 1,000 or so every so often, save up, put some money in, then I could realistically look at being at least a half a million to a millionaire uh, within the next 5 years, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So I can get to a point where I don't have to work anymore, and don't have to do anything anymore, really. That's what I really want to do. And so I've been like really researching investment options and all that different stuff, and I want to really get into the investment game. But the problem with investments and stuff, and the reason why I've never done any type of investments is because that's also a rich man's game. Like you have to be willing to invest enough in order for it to actually mean something. So there's a lot of people that are getting into smaller investments, and there's apps and stuff that you can get online where you can follow your investments, and you can pay as little as like $5 to $10 and buy shares in certain stock companies, which is a minuscule amount. when it comes to the thousands and thousands of amounts of shares that you can buy when purchasing into a company. But if you have the means to actually be able to invest large amounts into successful companies that are projected to become bigger companies in the future, then you potentially have a lot of which you also have a lot bigger chance to lose all of it as well. But I think I've got a pretty good idea at a couple of new technologies that are coming up that I've been watching that are going to be very beneficial for people in the very, very distant future. So it won't be anything that will pay off within the next like 5 years, but possibly in the next 10 years I could have a pretty decent payoff. So I'm hoping that I can get into that. And then my whole goal is to retire within the next 10 years. Within 10 years, I want to retire and just not have to do anything. But you have to work yourself up to it. Like, I've had family members who just decided they didn't want to work anymore. That's it. Not going to work anymore. I think the government should take care of me. And they haven't. I had one family member that just decided, I've paid my dues. I've worked enough. I don't need to work anymore at like 30 something. And she's been living off the government since then. And it hasn't been pretty. She's lived. She's been able to pay bills. She's gotten tons of assistance. But, and basically has been on vacation. But I think she only has like about $5 at the end of each month to actually spend on anything. So, and who wants to live that type of life? I don't. I want to be retired and comfortable within 10 years. That's what I want to do. I want to try really, 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 really hard. Knowing my luck, I'll go broke though. Knowing my luck. It's about time to head out of here. It's been 2 hours. Anything else you guys want to discuss before we get off of here? You know, one of the YouTubes that I've been really getting into lately has been a tinned fish channel. You guys ever watch the tinned fish guy? British guy, where he's like, hello there. And then he's like, he'll be eating his sardines and going, ooh. You guys ever see that guy? That guy's awesome. Well, because of his videos, they just keep popping up and I love every second of them. Every second of them. Because of his videos, I've decided to try tinned fish. I'm not going to make videos on it, but I decided to actually try tinned fish. I've never had any tinned fish. I'm not a big fish fan. I love tuna, but I'm not a big fish guy. So today I bought one of them that he reviewed. It's sardines in Louisiana hot sauce. And I was like, I'll just try it. Like, I couldn't get past the fact that it's a full fish. It's a full fish in the tin. Like, skin, bone, and all. I couldn't get past that in my mind. I was like, this is going to be disgusting as hell. But I decided, screw it. I opened it up, dumped it out on a plate, and I was like, bleh! Like, that looks gross. But I ate one, and it just tastes like tuna. They're surprisingly good. Like, I don't know anybody else out there if you eat any tinned fish or any sardines or anything like that, but I am now officially hooked. Because I don't like fish, but tuna's about the only thing that I really eat when it comes to fish. Tuna and salmon. I love salmon. But that's pretty much it. It's about all I eat. Those two I really, really like. Other fish that have a real fishy flavor, I really just don't like them. This guy, it's when you talk about people being called influencers, that guy has influenced me. I would have never, ever in my life, ever opened a tin of fish. Would have never done it. And I bought those Louisiana ones today. And then I got these two. King Oscar wild caught sardines. They come in a gold tin. Then I also bought, because this is interesting, I do love like crabs and lobsters and stuff like that. I do love that stuff. Any shellfish I love. But Crab meat's expensive. Like, and I found this. Like bumblebee white crab meat. I'm gonna try this and see what it tastes like. I don't know if it's real crab meat. A lot of stuff isn't real crab meat. They make imitation crab all the time. Oh, but it says in the ingredients, crab meat. Water contains 2% or less salt, sugar, disodium phosphate. That's it. Oh, sodium metabosulfite. Citrus acid, calcium, disodium, EDTA. So that's probably preservatives that helps it in the can. That way you don't have to put it in the fridge or anything. That's wild caught white crab meat. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna mix that with mayonnaise and like celery and stuff and make me a dip for my Ritz crackers. I'm excited. Sardines. If you've never tried sardines before but you like tuna, eat sardines. They're tuna. That's all it is. It tastes like tuna. It tastes just like it. Mike said I just had sardine sandwich today with that hot sauce. That's awesome. They make a sardine that just sets in Louisiana hot sauce. Like it's good. It's really good. It's pretty spicy too. Shepherd's voice says, nice to be able to hang out this week. Everyone have a great night. Nope, never seen that guy. Sardines are good. You look him, check him out. He's called the Tin Fish Guy. I watch all of his shorts constantly. He's hilarious. He has this like red hat thing that he wears, and he's got a dog named Arthur. Calls him King Arthur. Like, I like the boneless, skinless ones made with King Oscar. Is that the one that? Yeah, that's the King Oscar. That's cool. Glad that somebody mentioned that, because now I know this is probably going to be really good. That's another thing he said too, is if it's in extra virgin olive oil, it's better than if it's in vegetable oil. So I made sure and I looked for the one that comes in olive oil rather than vegetable oil. So I'm excited to try it. Yeah, sardines are supposed to be super good for you, Sativa. That's from what I've seen. Like the skin is super good for you. It's got a lot of vitamins and stuff in it. The bones are really good for you. Like you don't really need boneless sardines because they have a spine and they have rib cage and stuff, but you can't really tell it's there. Like I thought I was going to be able to tell. I even took the spine out because he does that too. He'll be like, let's inspect the spine, and he'll just take the spine out and eat it. Like it just crumbles in your mouth. It's so good. Like the whole thing is good. I was literally thinking not too long ago I need to eat more fish, but I don't like fish that well. So just crab, lobster, salmon, and tuna was all I liked. Now I like sardines. I'm going to try the sardines. I'm going to try the oysters. They got all sorts of tinned fish. All sorts of them. Halliburton, like they have halibut. Not, I said Halliburton. Halibut. They have all sorts of different fish. Yeah, it's so good. Good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of you out there that love sardines. That's cool. I'm a newcomer to it. You guys should all check out the Tin Fish Guy. He's awesome. I don't even know why I'm like repping him right now when he knows absolutely nothing about me. He'll even get army rations and that have tin fish in them and all sorts of stuff, man. Like he's really funny. In a really weird kind of way. Because he literally goes, let's decant the tin. And then just dump it out. And then he'll be like, let's do a squish test. And just, it's all like super dry. But it's funny to me. Like this Dollar General has those sardines. I'm sure they might be everywhere. I think the King Oscar ones are the more expensive ones, aren't they? I think that was more than that Louisiana hot sauce one. Shannon said, I eat sardines a lot, and I add anchovies to pizza, which also keeps people from asking for size. It's probably a good idea. I've never had sardines before, and I remember, not sardines, but anchovies. I remember my mom telling me when we were younger because I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan and they were always adding anchovies to their pizza. And I was like, let's get anchovies. And she's like, you really want uh, fish on your pizza? And I was like, sorry, anchovies are fish? And she's like, yeah, they're just gooey fish that are added to a pizza. And ever since then, from being a little kid, I have never wanted to try any tin fish, anchovies, any of that stuff. I might have to try it on a sandwich or on a pizza now. I don't think our Pizza Hut has them because I don't think I worked at Pizza Hut for years and nobody has ever ordered anchovies on a pizza, not that I know of. And we worked there for years. Me and my wife both worked there. Do you remember anybody ever ordering anchovies? I don't even think we had them. I did cut the tails off. Shepard says she picks out all the spines, cut the tail off. I cut the tails off. I didn't want any fins. Mike Kane says water, mustard, Louisiana hot sauce. I won't try. I won't try the soybean oil. I've seen the mustard. I should try that one then. Canned oysters are a lot better than. Yeah, I want to try the oysters too. The only ones I don't want to try is they have canned squid. I don't want to try that. There's no way I want to eat like gristle, straight gristle. That'd be gross. I'll have to try 'em. I'll have to try anchovies. I want to try it all. I just want to. I told my wife I'm going to go through the Walmart tin fish section and I'm going to try every one of them. So that's what I want to do. I want to see which one's the best ones for me and then have a new snack. Because I was eating them by themselves at first and I loved them. And then I started putting them on a Ritz cracker while I was eating them and I loved them even more. And I was like, man, I bet you if I took a little mayonnaise and squirted in this and mixed them all up and put them on a sandwich or a Ritz cracker or something, it'd be great. So I think I got me a new snack thing. I can't wait to try the crab. The crab's going to be the best one, I think. I love crab meat. Absolutely love crab meat. And what I seen from a video from the Tin Fish guy of this exact one is it's mainly claw meat. So that's like the best part of the crab. Awesome. Well, does anybody else have any questions before I go? Now that we're all talking about fish, sardines and anchovies and stuff. Shannon Cat said Pizza Hut doesn't have anchovies. Domino's does where I live. I get pizza from 2 locally owned places. Ah, okay. Well, I wish that we had an actual one of those classic pizza joints that has an actual pizza oven instead of those fast rotating ovens that they have at like Pizza Hut and Domino's and all that different stuff. I'd like to try some of those more bistro pizzas. We don't have anything like that around here though. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It's been 2 hours. It's past 8. I appreciate everybody joining me here tonight. Make sure that if you guys think of anything that I could help you guys out with, like I could buy the product and do a review of it if it's something that you guys are like, man, I'd really like to look into this. I'd like to have something like this. The price is just right, but I don't know if it's going to be any good. Leave me a comment on any one of my videos and tell me what it is. Maybe provide a link or something. I might just go buy it and do a review on it because you never know. If you're thinking about it, somebody else might be thinking about it too. I'll let you guys know next weekend how these canned foods go and if I eat more of them. So I don't know. Canned food to me has just always been a terrible thing. So canned fish to me seemed like it would be horrible, but I love it. Canned sardines, awesome. Anthony said hard pass on the canned seafood. I was the same way, man. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know if the crab is good for sure. All right, you guys have a fun rest of your weekend. Have a good week at work, and we'll see you guys in the future. Hold on, I'm trying to find this thing. Where'd it go? Okay, yeah. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Hopefully, I can give you another update on if when we're gonna be doing the giveaways again and stuff. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.